but we know that's not how life works. So I feel maybe you want to give us your experience, Igwe, about, I know you've had your share of, girls of different nations. What's the difference? What's the good things? What's been the bad things? I'll share my own. And then if anybody wants to join, they can join.
I don't personally like generalizing people. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to say all Igbo girls are good and all non-Igbo girls are bad. It doesn't work like that for me. First of all, I'm not an Igbo girl. I mean, ever girlfriend, if you call it that, was. But that's when I was young. I was in Nigeria. You know those ones. Too often I go back to type of boho. Now they hold hand. Now they call you like, hey, don't touch me. No, don't leave me.
Don't leave me for hey.
Oh Jesus.
That's the way it started. That go. Yeah, this is that echo. What I'm trying to say is that obviously I've never dated an Igbo girl per se. Wait, oh yeah, I don't date an Igbo girl per se. But that being said, obviously I know a lot of Igbo girls. I have a lot of female Igbo friends. I did not Igbo girls, My only meaningful relationship was not Igbo. So it was Yoruba. And I don't see pros and cons based on tribe. I mean, someone else can say, but I don't necessarily think it is. I'll tell you why in a minute. So I kind of made a few points. So I mean, the very common point we're going to say is when you date within your tribe, you keep the culture going, you keep the tribe going. You guys learn about the culture. Should I say the fresh? You can actually blossom because you guys have things in common. There's a lot of things that you can discuss and blah blah blah. And they could say like I think Omar just said, con is a language barrier and whatever. It's very easy to actually dispute all of this. Very, very easy. I'm gonna just give you guys just a few points to just kind of dispute them. If I'm as an Igbo boy dating, if I'm dating a Yoruba person, we both speak pidgin English at the very least. Yeah. And there are Yoruba people that speak Igbo, that live in Igbo side. So what does that mean? Don't mean anything. You know what I mean? You're gonna say, okay, someone said culture. If you look in the very basic of most culture, most tradition, it's kind of the same. It's all kind of the same, just a few tweak here and there, blah, 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 but kind of the same. If you say food, as Nigerian, if you're an Igbo person dating a Yoruba person, for example, I'm using that for example, what is the most food that is going to be different? And you learn, look, interacting with other cultures is a way of actually learning. You learn about other cultures, learn about how to deal with people. Like when I was in uni, part of my course, one of my module that I did was cross-cultural management. Yeah, and we had to learn how to deal with people from different cultures. Discuss different cultures, especially like from different countries, and that it helps you to actually blossom in this world that is that is of a global economy. Yeah, when you look, now they say no one man can make an island. Is that an island now? An island. I think that's what they say. Well, no one man can make an island. No one culture, realistically, can make a world of its own. You have to interact with other people from the beginning of time. You have to interact. Look, if you look, what I was going to say, if anybody that claims to be whatever, I don't care what tribe you are, yeah. If you what about the ancestry, other tests about where you will know that nobody's a pure anything.
Okay, that's true.
So you can't because this is another form of this. Okay, it's not, but it leads to another form of discrimination, or in terms of don't do that, don't do this. And I'm not saying the fact that you want to date your place is not a discrimination, but this can lead to it, because when you start to do that, then you start to, see people differently, and, act differently towards people, be biased towards people. And if you do that, ancestry, if you do that, and you know that not everybody is pure Igbo, it brings the question, how come the culture hasn't died? Because that means at some point people dated outside their culture, outside their tribe. How come it hasn't died? Look at this thing here. You have to, another way to look at it is like, take Igbo, for example. If you go on in Igbo, if you look at it, different dialect, it doesn't mean the actual core fundamental of being an Igbo man has died. You understand? People think about like, once you start dating outside, it died. No, it doesn't. Because if that didn't kill it, just dating somebody else from another culture today would not kill it. Now I will tell you what can kill it. And this will show you where the problem lies. People confuse it like, okay, if you did outside your culture, this kind of kills, you can destroy the culture, you can dilute the culture. BS, let me not say bull or BS. Let me tell you, I have a friend here who is full Igbo, mom and dad, full Igbo, yeah? Up until 2012, 2013, he never interacted with Igbo people besides outside his house and his family. He was more Jamaican than anything. He didn't know the culture. He was born, he didn't care about the culture. He didn't care about, I kind of dragged him to ICS. I don't know if you heard about ICSM before. I dragged him to ICSM like, look, you need to come here, you need to learn about your culture, blah, 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 blah. They decided to learn. I say this to say, is what kills the culture or the tradition or whatever is how you raise your children. If you raise your children well, teach them about their culture, about their people, where they come from, everything, get them engraved in the culture, they will learn it, and the culture will progress. If you don't, I'm sorry, if they let them marry Igbo person, let them marry, because think about that, my friend, think about my friend pre-2012, or before I drag him to ICSN, if he marries somebody that's like him, the culture is dead. Whether you married Igbo person, the culture is dead. It's on how you raise your kids. Yeah, you raise them on how you want them to grow. Put certain things into their heads, and they will grow with that. But if you just leave them, because you married from the same tribe or whatever, now the culture is going to last. That's not really going to work. So I don't think dating outside the culture, the con of saying, dating outside the culture is going to kill the culture. That's BS in my my own opinion. It's just on how you raise your kids. I mean, there's other things, but I'll like to take you one by one. Let somebody else speak as well.
All right, I'll let you talk. Now I want to join. Now you say that I want shake table. That's what you say now when I start. When I want to talk now, that's what you say. Break check. All right. So as someone who's dated out, actually, I've never dated an Igbo man before. Like never. It just hasn't happened. Not because I don't like them. They just don't seem to approach me. I don't know. I mean, growing up in London, I was always told, yeah, you look Jamaican. You look Jamaican. Even now, you look Jamaican. And I don't know what that is. And obviously, growing up in South London, most of my friends at the time, until I hit like uni, were Jamaican or Caribbean. So maybe like I picked up a bit more of their mannerisms and their kind of accent or whatever than I anticipated. Fine. Now, the issue is with dating like outside of your race, and as someone who's done this, because for example, even if you say, okay, yeah, blah, 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 as long as one parent is from a different background, there's going to be a clash. And one culture will always dominate South London, Peckham, gang, gang. Anyway, one culture will always dominate the other. I don't care who it is, Igbo versus Ghanaian or Nigerian versus Chinese. There's never a 50-50 split with how the children or how the family takes to the other culture. It is what it is. I don't know why, it just is. Or even to the same amount. So I'm saying, like, for example, now you have children. The children decide, no matter how much you want to ingrain into them, the children are the ones essentially who decide what they identify as. Like, I have a friend who's half Yoruba, half Delta, right? But because of beef with his dad, who's the Delta man, he will always claim Yoruba. He doesn't even mention Delta, period. If you don't know him, you won't know he's half Delta. And you know, as Nigerians, they'll say, you come from wherever your father comes from, blah, 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 which technically means that he's a Delta. He would die first before claiming Delta. Do you understand? He has no understanding of Delta culture. He has no understanding of Delta food, language. Yoruba name, first name, last name, because obviously his mom gave him her surname as opposed to his dad's, drama, whatever, fine. So my point is, even though you can say it doesn't make a difference, it also depends on the relationship between the two parents or the two people who got the child, or obviously believe that parent is the culture that's probably is likely to die off. You understand? Like, I've just given you the story with the Delta Yoruba boy. And so I'm not saying, oh, we should only marry Igbos and die Igbos. I'm not being ignorant. I'm just saying that we cannot be blinded to the fact that there will be clashes and there will be cultural issues. So, like, dating a Caribbean, which I've done, mate, that is a whole separate kettle of fish. And no offense to anybody in here who might be half Caribbean descent, I have no issue with Caribbeans, but I'm saying having to teach things, cultural things that for us, which are standard, like, for example, you don't take things with your left hand. Every fucking Nigerian kid born today, anywhere in the world, knows that. You have to explain to a Caribbean why you don't take or give things with your left hand. Things like, for example, my mom's name might be Lucy. You don't say, oh, good afternoon, Lucy. She's your elder, so it's mom or auntie. Having to explain that, like, why do we do the things that we do? Why do we do, like, for example, not saying that we're Yoruba, but why do Yorubas go stray? Why do the Igbos do like that whole Igbo Queen? I don't have time now to be explaining all that shit again, mate. I'm in my 30s. I'm fucking exhausted. I'm tired. Either whoever is gonna come now should go and read a book or watch a few movies and already, like, fast track his education into our culture and know what he's getting into and what I expect. But not only that, for me then to go and learn somebody else's culture now, I'm exhausted, to be honest. Like, I don't really have that kind of time to invest. I don't want to invest. Maybe I haven't met the right man that'll make me be like, oh my God, they say he's from Togo and I'm so in love with him. I just want to learn everything about Togolese and learn French or whatever else. There's always going to be, we do in our culture, we do it like that. I'm all for love, don't get me wrong. I know people who have married other people, even white people, and are happy, and I'm happy for them. But let's not pretend that the minute you start dating, even how you wash things. So if you've dated an Igbo person, have you seen how they wash plates? Oh my God. You think I can eat from an Igbo person's house? Mate, they wash plates, yeah? They dip the plate in the fucking soapy water, yeah? And they just hang it on the rack, bruv. I swear down. They hang it on the rack. I'm like, bruv, it's still got soap on it. They're like, no, it's clean. I'm like, I'm gonna eat dried soap. Can you fucking rinse the plate? But that's how we've been washing it since I was born. We've always washed it like that. So you've been eating fairy liquid soap since you were born. Now you're in your 30s, yeah, bastard. I don't have that kind of time, bro. Have you seen how they wash their meat or how they don't wash their meat? These are cultural things. How they wash their body, they'll use hand and be rubbing, massaging the dirt. My friend, where's your sponge? Where's your this thing? Washing net? What do they call that straw? You know that straw?
Just wash the face. I see somebody wake up, wash the face. Oh, let's go, come on. Ah. You'll be like, you know, I use the flannel. I use the flannel to wash my armpit and clean. What?
See the adverts, so they're just in the shower. You shower every day, or like when people tell you, oh yeah, when I was teaching, like, oh yes, you know, we don't wash our children every day. What do you mean? Oh no, they had a bath last night. They'll have a bath. They have a bath every 2-3 days. My friend, are you normal? Are you normal? No, nah, no. We fight. We die here. We die. My kids are bathing every day. I don't give a fuck what time it is. I don't care what time it is. We're sorting that. We're finding a way. Even if it's Everybody in the house to wake up at 5 a.m. to bath before you go outside.
This is a network share.
Kind of nonsense. This is what I mean. Imagine living in a house when there doesn't bath every day. Wow, I know today the network, because I'm not at home in it, so it's even worse than when I'm at home. Hey Solomon, I can't. So let me just. The bathing thing for me is emotional, to be honest with you. What?
I said, well, I mean, yeah, there's gonna be cultural clashes, yeah. But if you remember last week, I said to you, marry who compliments you. So who fits in with your lifestyle, marry that person. Don't get me wrong, there's some Nigerian, Igbo, whatever, that are they are coconuts. They're Oyibo inside. You understand? They do all that same thing you say that the Igbo man does.
I agree.
Yeah?
That's the problem.
Then they don't mind marrying that person. Yeah? Because if they marry an Igbo person, there's still going to be a clash. It's going to be like, madam, like me now, I will not marry a woman. Woman will not wake up in the morning. Now I say, oh, let me just wipe my face, wash my face, and let's go. I'll be like, if they born you, get back in that bathroom and bath. Are you mad? Would you want to use extra scented perfume to be following body odor everywhere?
Yeah, but to fear for her. No, I can't. Because
like that. So
got him.
So it's things like that. So that's what I said. It's on how you raise the child. So now, because don't forget that person probably raised like that. They probably raised that. That's how you cook your chicken. I've met, and well, it's not Igbo, but it's not Nigerian, but it's a Ghanaian girl. But Ghanaians, they cook their chicken properly, but because she was raised Oyibo, she wanted to do that whole, oh, we just season it with, what is it? We season it with salt and that's it. Eh? Madam, put curry, put thyme, put onion, put everything inside that. Boil it. Yeah, first of all, wash it first. She was just like, no, you're going to spread the salmon. Eh? He said, spread it, don't worry. We'll cook it. No, so it's things like that. You have to understand. The truth is, there's always going to be differences. There's differences within Nigeria. There's differences within Igbo. Yeah. The way a Delta will cook banga soup is different from the way an Easterner will cook ofa. The same thing, but they cook it different.
Yeah. Okay. True, but I can accept that. That's different. It's only a variation.
I mean, there's small difference. But what I'm trying to say is, relationship takes. Hello, are you frozen?
But soccer, hold on.
My just freeze up on that.
Like, I'm tired.
It takes compromise. It takes patience.
Yeah, fuck all that, mate. I'm past all that shit now, bro. I'm tired.
No, you can't pass it. As long as you're still going to a relationship, look, you cannot pass it. If my parents, how old they are, have not passed it, you can't pass it. So what I'm trying to say is, you have to be understanding, yeah, and make clear, because I could be fully Igbo, raised in Yoruba land, and cook my things different.
Okay.
I could be fully Igbo, born and raised in the UK, and all I know is rice and peas and what not lamb chops and this blah blah. I don't know anything about Ofaku. I don't know anything about banga or anything. You understand? I don't know anything about any Igbo delicacy. If I marry somebody, that's why I say it takes compromise. It's not just because I'm Igbo don't mean I've got it perfect and they've got it perfect and we can gel. No, it's still going to require that. So at that level, going to a relationship like this is what it requires. I'm going to go into them. I'm going to be understanding. I'm going to have to compromise. I'm going to have to be patient. Yeah, I'm going to have to want to learn and know about that person's culture, that person's, not just their culture, their ideology, their mentality, what makes them tick, everything about them. Yeah, going to a relationship knowing that is the key to a successful relationship. So I don't think it's about coming, because even within Igbo, there's differences within Igbo as well. Lots of differences. Even within a household, you see people that believe, for example, some people believe in, I use a very basic everyday example, like Osu. Some people don't believe in it. There's people that believe there's religious biases. There's different differences. Once you go in knowing that you have to compromise, you have to understand, accommodate the other person, then it's going to work. That's my thing.
Okay, fine, no problem. Yeah, I've heard you. Yeah, no voila. The issue still remains. Yeah, when you're dating somebody culturally, or I mean interracially, like the cultural difference, you can never get 50-50 equality if you have children in terms of how they identify or how they relate. They will always lean more to one side. If that side favors you, then fair enough. But if that side doesn't favor you, what do? There's always going to be one dominant culture than the other. That's my issue. That's my problem. Also, as well, if you're a person, let's say you're a kid that's mixed, like for example, like I have cousins Yoruba, half Igbo. I have cousins half Yoruba, half Calabar, half Igbo, half River, like lots of different things. The other ones who are fully Igbos, some of them look down on those ones, right? And are not the nicest. Yeah, what do you know? Half breed, half law. What do you know? What do you know? Nobody your father be rabbi. You know what I'm saying? And then that child or that mature young person then feels like, oh, you know what? They start to feel insecure and have doubts like, oh, maybe like my Igbo is not valid. Which is why even when anybody joins the page or is in the dating thing, I tell them, look, even if you're half Igbo, it's valid. You count because you didn't decide what you were going to be made with or mixed with. So there's also that whole kind of thing of, I don't want to make children I have feel bad about not being entirely one culture, because we've already seen the struggle that mixed race kids have. Obviously, mixed race, black and white, is not the same as being mixed between two different black cultures, but it's still kind of similar in terms of that feeling of, do I belong? Am I a foreigner? Am I a fake? Am I a fraud if I'm claiming one over the other? Do you understand? All those kind of like variables and like narratives is what I'm trying to avoid. You say you're Igbo, both your parents are Igbo, simple, or both your parents are Yoruba, simple, both your parents are Chinese, simple. So I'm also thinking ahead in terms of how would that impact the future generation, especially since Igbo is already been more marginalized so greatly, aka Biafra, aka what's happening right now in the north with the Fulanis. Oh no, the Fulanis going to the east and killing off, burning down villages. We are still in a serious minority to the point where it's like, okay, these people have decided they're hell bent on wiping us out. How do we continue the culture, the race, the gender, whatever you want to call us? How do we continue it if we don't actually then intentionally find other Igbo people and make Igbo babies and then, to help us like basically multiply? How do we do that?
Okay. So a few things you said. Now, in most Nigerian culture, you take on where your dad is from, right? You know that, right?
Yeah, that's the idea, but it doesn't always work.
I mean, that's what is most Nigerian culture, most of them. So if I married a Yoruba person, as long as I play my part right, my kids are going to rep my side more than they rep their mom's side. It's just the way. Yeah, but
that's the problem. That's exactly the problem. What about her?
Now, I say that to say this: every tribe has men. So if a Yoruba person marries my side, it's give and take. Same is going to say Yoruba man marries an Igbo woman. Same thing is going to happen. 1-1 go, let's draw. If I marry my sister, but it comes back to what I'm saying initially. It all depends on how you raise your kids. That's why I say if I play my cards right. Because if I don't play my cards right, my kids are going to claim Yoruba. Or whatever. I'm just using Yoruba as an example. You don't claim any other place. Yeah? And not that, personally, if I marry, for example, like a Yoruba person or whatever, my kids are going to be half and half. I really don't business too much, personally. Yeah? I will make sure, because my dad made sure that we learned about our culture to the T, to our actual village. yeah, I will make sure they learn about that. Yeah. So you impact them with that knowledge. When they grow up, they decide, okay, cool, how they want to move forward with that. You understand? Because you could do everything, marry someone for a next door neighbor, your kids come out. Look, it's only now that people have been claiming Nigeria, African. As of 2000 and prior to 2005 in this UK, people when you see for full, somebody I know like one for full Igbo person will have dress, I'll be like, yo man, you don't know, me not know, say me go to the bomb clads. You know why? Understand? So sometimes you can marry within your tribe and people still have identity crisis. You don't have, if you're not confident in yourself, these are things. Just as I said, it comes down fundamentally on how you raise your kid. And if you don't raise your kid to be confident in themselves, in who they are and everything, they're going to be idiots. Do you understand? Okay, let me not say idiots, but they're not going to really rep that. They're going to rep what gives them confidence. So you as a father or you as a parent, you need to raise your kids properly on how you want them to go. You understand? The kids, when they are young, it's like they're like a blank page. And so what you write on it, that's how they go. Yeah. So obviously when they go older, they can change whatever. But as kids, you have to put into them the knowledge that you wanted to grow with. If you want your kids to rep your tribe, you need to raise them to know about your tribe, one, or to know about the positive part of your tribe and be proud of it. Hey, almost see this hand there. I'll be back. Let me go and put lotion. Yes.
Just think you do this every week, Mr. Lotion. You're not serious. Who do you want to press?
Where's my lotion? People don't even tell me, say, guy, you style like guy.
I just see him now.
You don't even use style to say, guy, cream this thing.
I beg, give me some as well. My name is I beg. Give me some and make a rum.
Oh boy.
I like the frame behind you there.
Pardon?
I like the frame behind you.
Oh, yeah. The frame.
Oh, the frame behind you. I thought it was my brother. I was thinking it was mine.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Decor. The decor.
So what I was trying to say is that you raise your kids right, actually input in them how you want them to grow, then they're gonna follow that and grow up the way you want them to grow anyway. But if you don't, no matter what, they can marry from the next door, they can do anything, they're still not going to rep the culture. So you raise them to be proud of where they come, to know about know where they come from, and be proud of it. Yeah. They're going to be very confident in themselves. I don't see anything. I don't see anything that would.
Igwe.
I get it. If they have two different cultures to rep one, but then again, that's why the Nigerian culture already says if you rep where your parents come, your dad come from, even if you're from two different towns, the same Igbo person about two different towns, you're gonna rep where your dad come from.
Yeah, but hold on, Igwe. The reason I agree with what you're saying to a certain level, but it only really works where a child, okay, after me on you, has access to both parents in like the same household, so they're being raised under the same roof. If you're in if your children are raised in a home where their parents divorce or break up and are not together, and they're living predominantly with one parent, believe that culture that parent is going to be the dominant one. You understand? That's usually the way it is. So this is what I'm saying. How do you avoid that in that kind of situation? Because you're only talking about if things are working out and you raise them, blah, blah, blah. What happens when it doesn't work out with your partner? What happens to the kids?
Well, you haven't done your job, isn't it? What can I say? You haven't done your job, because if look, you have to make room for stupidity. Yeah, that's true. If things don't work out, you can still raise your kids. That's what's called co-parenting. Yeah. If it didn't work out with you and your partner, doesn't mean it doesn't have to work out with you and your child. Yeah. You play your part properly. There's parents. Granted, most of the time, what is portrayed is like, oh, the husband and wife or whatever partner they're not together now. It's a broken home. Sometimes people actually successfully co-parent. My friend on his graduation, we graduated together. His dad and his mom were there. You would think his dad and mom are married, but they're not. You understand what I'm trying to say? His dad and mom were there. They took pictures, everything. He goes to his dad's house, goes to his mom's house. They don't bring him into their beef that separated two of them. So if you can cope, if you are smart enough to co-parent properly, it will work. That's why I say you still have to understand that there's going to be idiots. Boy, you can't say the idiot is the way the right way it goes. You know. So when it doesn't work, make it work. That's just my own thing.
Okay, hold on. Oni has a question. Oni. Is he there? Oni, can you hear me? He's there. Hold on. Let me unmute him. Oh, unmute. Oni, speak now.
He doesn't have any input.
No, he said he wanted to. He actually told me he wanted to say something. That's why I'm unmuting him.
Okay. So I was saying that the culture the child decides to accept, oftentimes I think not just whether the one of the parent or is wealthy enough to play his cards right. I think the culture a child or children takes is usually the one they are exposed to. And this exposition could come as a result of constant communication or constant rapport with that culture. I, for one, even though I'm linked to a certain culture, I was exposed to the Igbo culture. I was raised in an Igbo family. I was the first breath I got from earth was in an Igbo land and all of that. I speak Igbo, I act Igbo, everything about me is Igbo. So there might be something else out there which I really don't know about, but down in me is Igbo. So it actually goes beyond the man being able to make provision and playing its cards right. And it's more of the culture the children or the person involved is exposed to. Because these other things can be there, but the child or the person in question is more likened to a certain culture. So, for instance, what if a family that is together was raised in a certain part of the country? I have people who are by name Igbos, but they were actually raised in the north. They act more north. I'm highly Igbo-centric. Those people are not. And the reason is because they don't see things from the angle I'm saying it. I grew up in the East. I understand the struggles of my people in the East. I know what is going on there. I understand that there is a disconnect between them and the Nigerian government. So I don't really see these other people on this other side the way I look at my Igbo brothers. And yes, there's an unconscious bias for people of my tribe. And that is because that's where I'm coming from. And that is the culture I'm exposed to. So I don't know, but this is just what I feel and I think.
You hear that? This is when you do your beep, 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 beep. Oh yeah.
We never do today. Today we're going serious. We're creaming knuckle first.
You're still creaming hand. What is that? 10 minutes of creaming hand.
I want to be very demonstrative, you know. And there's much ash. It's not Ash Wednesday.
So well, I swear.
I think we're back in business.
You're good now. Now Ororo hand you get. Now you're good.
We're back in business. So I see where you're coming from. I don't want to go into the bias against Biafra and non-bias against Biafra and the because that's debate that, but I have my reservations. However, when we talk about dating outside your tribe and whether you're for it or not and what issues or whatever, and thank you. I know it's fully moisturized. the thing about identity thing that we're looking at here, I say again, like, okay, there are people that, there's people that are born, raised in the East, but they don't really have that much connection with the tribe. They live there as somebody, as certain, some other people that are not raised in the East that have connection with the tribe. Again, I still say, like, your first connection with your tribe or your society is in your home. Yeah. So if your home is not tribal minded, there's no tribal consciousness within your home, it's going to be difficult for you to embody that tribe. You understand what I'm trying to say? You can't really portray it, because if your mom is like, like, we're gonna eat rice and peas, like, oh my god, like, wow. And your dad is just like one of those like people, he doesn't even know anything. You are not. We can be living in Aba, in the middle of Aba market, sir. You're not going to pick up anything. Granted, when you come out, you are shared with the second society is the people you associate with. Yeah. So when you come out, what if you don't really come out? If you're like one of those posh people, like, oh my god, like, we just go to school, we fly aeroplane and everything. You're not gonna pick up anything. But it starts on your home. If you're like, I have cousins here who were born and raised.
Sorry.
My town's meeting. Born and raised. You understand? It's because their parents, if you go to their house, their mom don't even speak English to them. Their parents don't speak English to them. They speak my language to them. Just be like, we're back home. And they fully understand. They've only been there on holiday a few times, but their mom makes sure they go on holiday, from time to time, but they've never actually lived there. You understand? So because they're home, they put that down. And I also know people who's like, they're born here as well, and their parents just be like, oh, come in it, like, move it, please. They're not doing anything. Ogbologbo won't kill them. You understand? So it comes back to what I'm saying. Like, I still say it's on how you raise your kids. What you put into them is what they would actually spew out. If you put your culture, your tribal beliefs and everything into them, including religion and whatever, that's just like religion. Yeah. Most of us are Christian or Muslim, whatever religion we follow, because our parents, that's how we're raised, right? Exactly. Same thing goes with culture. Most of us follow a specific culture because that's how we're raised. If your mom raised you in Ghana as a Ghanaian, you're going to act Ghanaian. You're going to be like, you're not really going to be like, this one. You have to admit that the way you're raised, the culture that is prominent in your home and your society is what you're going to follow. Your home and your society are very important. And need your external society, because after your home, your external society is the next thing, because again, that's why like I said before, prior to 2005, 2004, a lot of Nigerians here, you've been here, you live there, a lot of Nigerians here were acting Jamaican.
They had to. It was survival, though. They had no choice, Igwe.
The thing is, you will even be a Nigerian guy, yeah? No, it wasn't survival. It's just that to be Nigerian wasn't cool until Afrobeat came in the scene. And people were like, hey, I'm Nigerian. I went to school here. When I was in school here, Nigerians, this is like, even Igbo people, like, I later on found them in ICS. I'm like, dude, are you Igbos? Like, yeah. You know what they used to call me? Africa. I came here in year 10. Like, Africa. Look at you, hey, boo boo, hey. Yeah, blah, blah, blah. Hey, what are you saying, brother Africa? They used to call me Africa. What happens? So, I really didn't care. But because everybody wanted to act Jamaican, they felt like being Jamaican was the way. You see Nigerian, yo man, yeah, what I say? That whole identity crisis and inferiority complex was very prevalent. You can just see it everywhere. Yeah.
No. Let me explain. No. Let me explain something that you don't.
When I came to this country, I'll tell you one thing. My dad told us, no in my house. Speak your English outside. When you come to my house, you speak our language, the language of your mother and father. You understand?
Yeah.
My dad made us know like you're not going to lose your language. Sometimes people see me like, come on, your accent even changed small. Like, I don't want it. Because my dad has instilled, my parents instilled that pride, that self-pride and identity pride in me that I took it upon me. This is going to sound funny, but I took it upon me to actually do everything to maintain my accent of everything, my identity.
Sorry.
Just tell me you're Nigerian, yeah? And you live in Nigeria small, you submit pidgin English. Me and you, I'm not going to speak proper English. I'm going to rapport with you in pidgin English. That's fun now. What did that happen? Most people be like, maybe this guy is bush. Okay, I work with Igbo people. Yeah, I can broadcast. I told you my mouth and everything, but I just wanted to maintain my identity. And I will rapport with you in pidgin. Even say pidgin is sweet fast. I'm a Delta guy, Our pidgin is sweet different. They hit in toto. So if you marry a Yoruba person or whatever, you're going to lose your culture. If you are the man, yeah, and you're going to marry somebody else from another culture, two things you should personally, at least for me, from my own opinion, I'll be willing to learn their culture. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because no one culture is all the way perfect and no one culture is all the way bad. So I'm going to learn your culture, learn what makes you think, because that's your identity, yeah. Understand you, and I expect you to do the same for me. Yeah. I'm going to now take it upon me to teach you my culture. You understand?
Yeah.
So once you guys are in agreement, you get somebody that you're in alignment. Once you guys are in alignment, you can actually move like that. And then when you have your kids, yeah, I'm not going to lie. I'm not going to say, oh, you're right. There's going to be one dominant culture. Whether the culture is dominant or not, you still know where you come from. You still know about that culture. You can still teach forward that culture. You can still teach that culture forward. That's the thing. And thank God, Nagbola they between my legs. So I'm going to raise my kids. Most likely, are going to take from my side. I'm going to be like, okay, this is where we come from. Most likely. And last name is this, first name is this. So, but I don't think dating outside your culture dilutes the culture in any way or makes you less of, your tribe or makes your kids less of any tribe. It doesn't make it. That's my own thing, Sha. Welcome, Oni. How are you?
Oni, she's on mute, I think. Oni, mute yourself. Unmute yourself if you can.
Hi guys. How you doing? Hope you guys are okay. Sorry.
Oh, that's all right. Let me explain something, yeah.
Oh, go on.
Igwe. So obviously you came to London year 9, yeah. Obviously I was born and raised, so I was one of those kids that was like, I'm Jamaican. I'll put my hand up right now. I was one of them, and the reason why, because where I grew up in Peckham, there was only Jamaicans around at the time. When I was in year 5 in primary, kids found out I was Nigerian. I think it was like Parents' Day or something. My mum turned up, Parents' Evening, whatever. After that, oh yeah, you African boo-boo, you smelly African, go back to Africa. And this is other black kids, not even the white kids really. It was other like the Caribbean kids, Jamaican kids, whatever. Not. It was bad. Like I don't know why the bullying was so much from the Caribbean kids. So I changed school midway in I think year 4, year 5 again. I moved to a different school. Boom. I was like, okay, let me change it. Told the kids I was Jamaican, and they believed it because I don't know, for some reason my face, people say you look like Nigerian. Since I was 9, I've had this face. Fine. Yeah, I'm Jamaican. No bullying, no problems, nothing. Obviously, this is decades before the whole Afrobeat movement, before like Nigerian celebrities, whatever. So in order to survive, myself and many other Nigerian kids did the same thing. So if you had a Nigerian name, for example, Tokumbo, which was quite popular back then, Miss call me T on the register, call me Tox, call me T man or whatever. And even as a teacher, because that's my background, you have to ask the kids what do they prefer to be called for their human rights clinical interaction. So they might have a name like, Oluwaseyi. Yeah. He'll be like, oh, miss, just call me Sean. So I have to write on this register to remember to call him Sean, because for him it's a survival technique. You have kids called like Funke. Anyone called Funke got the worst bullying. Funke, what? Your name is Funky, yeah? What? Are you funky? Yeah? Kids are dickheads, bro. Like, so you had to do what you had to do. You had to do what you had to do to survive. And at that time, being Jamaican or Caribbean was kind of like getting a bit of breathing room. And like the people they left you alone. Let them find your African. That's what all these kids born now, this generation of Afrobeat, these millennials, they have no fucking clue. They have no fucking clue how hard it was for us, because African boo-boo, go back to Africa, you fucking immigrant. Look at you, your booga booga, all those kind of things. They'll cost your food, your clothes, everything was an insult. So those kids, not that we were lost, but we had to find a way to survive that time. Do you understand? Now we're older, no one gives a fuck, but that's what I'm saying. I'll fight.
For me, that's why I say, yeah, it's on how you raise your kids as well, because you have to raise your kids to have pride in themselves and be confident in themselves. Now, I never really bought into the whole Caribbean. I'm Nigerian. You know what we used to do, yeah? If you ask my friends, some of my friends still remember this. I had a little beef with this Jamaican guy. Yeah? He ended up being my friend. He ended up being my very good friend. But we had this, like, he was just asking me like, yo, you African, you dirty, this, blah, 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 you this. Me, I have sharp mouth. My mouth, when God was making my mouth, he used sharpener and sharpened it very well.
Heavy.
Guy, you are mad. You know you are angry. You are a slave. My grandfather told your grandfather, hey!
Oh no.
He nearly passed out. That the teacher had to jump in like, no, stop it. That's enough. This guy cry, eh? The teacher had to be like, oh, that's enough. They tried to make me to beg, to apologize to this guy, just telling me you're sorry. No, sorry. I told the teacher, you want me to lie? Because me, I'm not sorry. He was insulting me, African dirty, you poor African guy, you are starving in Africa, but you didn't say anything. Now I'm telling him the truth. And to make it, I remember how much I said, are you not this? When you not your parents not slaves? My grandparents also your parents. I said my grandparents told your parents for
hey.
And too sweet.
Hey, God, bad. Fucking bad.
Eventually, as months went by, we did. I'm not really a bad person, but I would like you cannot bully me. It's impossible. I'm unbelievable. You understand? So you're not going to first of all, think about it. I left the UK. I've already achieved my achievement with that. Winner. I've won.
Winner.
The people that are dying to try and come here. It's not me doing anything to me. If you're going to do that, me, I already in my chamber, there's already loaded compact bullets. I just loaded, waiting to go. And if you let pew pew pew. So,
pew, pew.
So when that whole thing happened, that's what I said. You have to be confident in yourself. Yeah. Plus, again, when I was in school, I had another tactic. It wasn't a tactic, but it was just something that blessing from God. I was very smart in maths. I used to teach people maths. And this is the only reason that I was one of I was the only person I know, as far as anything, that was able at that time to go around Hackney and talk. Because that time there was like very dumb postcode beef. I'm E9, you're E8. And this is like 2 streets, so this street or on that street. Why are you coming to E8? You're E9, no, you're E5, no, it's like 3, like walking distance street, they're doing each other. But I was able to walk around this street freely because to them, like you couldn't really touch me. No, don't touch Africa, don't touch Africa. No, Africa is it's
Africa, I'm dead. I'm dead.
because they were all obologbo, they are dumb, their head is empty. So I was just teaching them maths, helping them to understand the maths so they can pass their GCSE. And they loved that. And because I obviously I got GCSE in a very fun way, love that. So
okay, Onyi has a question. I can see his hand up.
pardon?
Finish talking. Onyi to say that Onyi put his hand up. So when you finish talking, next.
Back to being confident in yourself, find a way to be confident. Whatever you do, just be confident in yourself. That's what I'm just trying to say. Like if you raise your kid very well to be proud of who they are and be confident in themselves, yeah, and be able to speak to your kids as a parent, be able to speak and see what your kid's gonna tell you what's going on, communicate well with them. Trust me, you can, eradicate all these things, and actually all these cultural things that's going to lead you to deny your culture is not going to be there.
Yeah. All right, Onyi.
Emmanuel.
Okay. So for me personally, I don't know what it means to be Igbo or to be African outside Nigeria. So I can't really say much on racism because I've not experienced it. Maybe I can talk on tribalism. But then I also feel with respect to sticking to one's tribe and all of that, yeah, there are people who wouldn't mind to this is based on what the earlier discussion before we moved into this one. There are people who wouldn't mind to go out of their tribe, either to get married or do all of that. But personally, I've said that I don't think that will work for me because it makes a whole because of the kind of family I want to have. And marrying someone from within culture makes the whole thing and the upbringing and the everything makes it a lot easier for us, and there's no misunderstanding, and the family ties and everything is there. And really, that's what I want, and I find kind of pleasure in that. And then on another hand, based on what the experience Igwe shared of him growing up, him in school and your experience as well, I do feel that sometimes, be it tribalism or racism, sometimes it's the person who is trying to taunt you or say something to hurt you, it's usually their problem, because sometimes it has to do with exposure. Sometimes it has to do with also understanding, and I think at some point Igwe pointed that out. I don't think most of the times when people come up like that, like I know someone has told me here that Igbos suck. So I didn't see that as anything. I didn't go in and start thinking or start saying, how do we, like, what is the problem? But I saw that as the person's problem because he or she lacks the understanding. Okay. And to avoid some of these things, like going either west or going north to either get a wife or something, I rather remain in my place because I understand the culture, I understand the people, and I just want to do my thing. That it doesn't make me a tribalist, or it doesn't make me someone who doesn't want to experience something else. It's just that I do not want all those problems, and I have in mind what kind of family I want to raise. So what is my point? My point is, one, I just, with respect to marriage and with respect to protecting my culture and my people and growing my people also and what we do, I want to remain here. But with respect to how people treat you because you are from a different tribe or you're from a different race, most sometimes it has to do with them. They lack exposure and they lack the right experience. So that's how I just see the whole thing, personally speaking, though.
Okay, that's a good point. Igwe.
I might ask the question. Say, what if you date someone from a different culture, but you don't agree with some of the things included in their culture? Will you still continue? Now, if you're going,
no.
Hello? Who said no?
Hello. Someone spoke.
But,
I heard it.
Yeah, I said I don't even think there will be a chance to get someone from a different culture. For me, I don't know. I just don't know.
Okay, I have to say this here. Now, if you're dating anybody, same culture, even your next door neighbor self, you have to understand that there's going to be disagreements. There's going to be some differences. Remember, you are two individuals. You have your own mind, your own ways of thinking, your own opinion, your own experiences in life, your own belief. Like I know people that even in my own heart, my own family, between me and my brothers, we have different. When it comes to religion, we have we have clashes. You understand? My brother is like a pastor. He believes everything in the Bible, X, Y, Z. Read the Bible, everything. Believe. He goes to redeem. I'm Catholic, but whilst my mom's Catholic, every other person in my house is Catholic. They believe. Oh, yeah, my sister goes to Venus Chapel, reads Bible, everything. Within us Catholic, they read Bible, everything. However, I don't just read the Bible. I study the Bible and I study the Word. That's a different thing. I'm not going to go into that. We have our own disagreements, our own clashes.
What clash?
Pardon?
What's the clash?
No, this is not the discussion about the Bible. If we're going to discuss the Bible, we'll discuss that. We'll go into that. But I'm not going to.
Igwe,
Yeah?
the live is gonna end in 10 seconds. I gotta come off and come back.
Go off and come back, and then we'll continue.
All right.
Don't forget to pin.
Yeah, I want to copy and paste it.
Yeah.
Hold on, everyone. 1 second, please.
Yeah, we are on pause.
Yeah, go get yourself a cup of tea, mate.
Don't forget that you're recording the Zoom, and we're going to continue for where we start. So
I know now. I know what I'm now.
no, I'm just saying. So there's no need to go get a cup of tea now. We're supposed to stay the way we are. When you just go back.
Okay, post. Okay, 1 second. Just upload. Network on me today, I swear. Okay, 1 second. I'm just going to load. Oh, fuck, come on. Come on, internet. This internet has shown me pepper today. Wallahi.
This is our Nigerian network.
Okay, perfect. Okay, cool. So let's go back into the live.
Yeah. Try mute your laptop. Yeah.
Who, me?
Laptop, because I want to try something. See if this.
Are you saying I should mute?
Huh?
Who should mute?
I want you to mute your laptop.
Hey, hold on.
When you go on, no, actually, when you go on live first, go on live first. No, don't mute. Not mute. When you go on live, don't mute your Zoom. Actually, mute your laptop speaker.
I'm not on my laptop speaker. I'm using Zoom on my other phone because my laptop has got a fucking issue right now. Yeah, so I have two phones. So one has got Instagram, one's got Zoom on it. Fucked.
We need one to mute.
I don't know. You don't know the struggle, bro.
Then I can feedback the sound to IG. That way there will no sound clash. Sound clash.
All right, I'm back on IG. You come back on.
Let me. I'm on IG, but let me refresh the page. I can see it now. Okay, here you go.
I'm blue, da boo dee da boo die.
I've requested.
It hasn't come up yet. Oh, here we go. Da boo dee da boo die. I'm blue. You and this cream. Are you looking for sponsorship from the cream company? Funny man. Hold on, it's doing that feedback thing again.
No, yeah.
Did you manage to fix it? Yeah, I can't hear myself. Perfect, you fixed it. Whatever you did, remember that for next time.
Yeah, but it's still like signing two different places at one. Like
Hold on.
your Zoom, if you switch your Zoom or your IG.
Any bro. Okay.
Headphones would have been perfect to just like juke your headphone into it and just so you only have the. Anyway,
I have my headphones somewhere. Wait, I can grab it. Can you wait? I'll just grab it.
All
right, wait.
No, I'm no longer criminal. We have done the criminal. I was just doing cream advertisement in case the cream company want to sponsor me. But we're not outside so that the cream will not come and be like, oh my God. Actually, but lead yourself. All
right, calm. So I've put the headphones into the phone, into the IG phone. So can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Oh, brilliant. There's no feedback. Perfect. People in IG, can you people in Zoom, can you hear me?
People in IG, yeah. No, it's not E45. I was going to buy that one, but
at this point, you need sponsorship from creams, lad. How much cream do you get for in a week, mind you?
I have so many different. I have a cream in my car. I have a cream one, the one that stays in this my pouch, my bag. I have a cream. I have like quite a few cream in the house. You know.
Is that your thing? Are you like some kind of cream freak?
You can't be caught lacking in it.
Can't be caught lacking. It's true. It's true. Hold on one second. Let me just raise this up. If we run it, hold on one second. Okay. Now we have arrived. That's better. Yes, that is jump. That's better. Sorry?
The sound's a lot better.
Yeah, because I put the fucking headphones in. So from now on, remind me to do that.
No.
So everyone, you can see me, IG and Zoom.
So
you would. No, before was better. Oh, okay.
Wait. No. Wait.
Hello.
Hold on, don't take it off.
Don't take it off. Okay.
Don't do that. Can you hear me, Omar? Oh no, sorry. Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Hear me? Is there any feedback? Is there any like echo? Blah blah blah. Any kind of? Can you?
Is it better? Yes, I can. Okay, good. It's good, yeah? It's good now. You're right, yeah? Everything, Chris? Okay.
Everything nice. I think there was a little echo.
Nice. It's not echo, it's nice. It's me that's doing it.
Yeah, I do not.
So what we're saying, so I was saying that I mean if the sound goes by, just let me know. I'll take off what I put on. So I know if it goes by, I know what the fault is from here.
Igwe.
So
one time and I used to have you walk now.
So I was what was I saying before, Steph? I forgot, before all this technical crinkum crankum.
It's because I do that 1 hour thing. It's mad.
I know. I was saying something. I need to go and watch that other IG now to go and remember where I ended. But I think I was talking about because you logged something that's making it bounce back. All right, go on. I'll take you off. That's fine. Cool. We're good now. So I think Omar asked the question that if you are married to someone that is of a different culture and there's certain things about that culture that you don't agree with, would you carry on? And I was trying to say that if you are going into a relationship with anybody, one thing you need to do, you need to understand, like I said before, there's always going to be clashes. Yeah, people have different ideology, different ways of thinking. There's different, you're probably going to come from two different school of thoughts, yeah? So you need to make room for them. You have to be ready to compromise, be understanding, be patient, whilst you're also trying to let them understand you, where you're coming from. So you have to be able to teach them to understand you, and you have to be also willing to learn, listen, and understand them as well, because you can't just blow them up like they don't mean they also have their reason why they're going to tell you whatever they're going to come. You have to listen to it and try to take it into consideration. Now, that being
no, I don't agree with that. No.
So you want to tell me you're in a relationship, you're not going to listen to your partner to understand?
No, wait now. Not that I'm not going to listen yet, but like in regards to the question, like, could you date somebody with some parts of their culture which you disagree with?
Let me finish.
Okay,
Wait.
sorry, go on.
So you have to listen to that to see where they're coming from, yeah? Just to fast forward, because I think you are running too fast. You need to crawl before you can walk and before you can run. But since you want to run, let's fast forward. Now, if you see certain things that you don't agree with, yeah, you have to now put those things into two different categories. Are there things you don't agree with, but don't mind living with? Or are there things that you totally disagree with? I give you an example, yeah. Someone like me, and I'm going to use the Igbo culture, I disagree with the whole Osu mentality. Yeah, totally disagree with it 1,000,000,000%. Now, if I marry somebody and they believe in it, now the next thing I'm going to ask is, how does that impact into my relationship? Yeah, because I can agree with the culture and take in some of the culture. I'm not taking everything. I don't need to take in everything. I don't take in everything from my own culture. Why am I taking everything from your culture? Do you understand? So that's what I'm trying to say. So you first, but for you to get to that point, that's why if you listen, if you wait, you would have to have listened to the person to understand. Okay. You'd have to have made compromise, be ready to make compromises. But you've known that this is beyond compromise. You cannot compromise on this. Do you understand? I don't believe in that whole killing of albino. Understand? God, we don't do that. We don't do that anymore. We don't do the killing of twins anymore. We theoretically have abolished Osu, but some people still hide them. So, just like, just like that. So you have to understand, like, okay, once, because that Osu thing is just classism in a traditional mindset. It's just class,
Wait, no. Do you know what Osu is? Yeah. I'm not saying I agree, but do you know what it is?
Yeah. But what I'm trying to say, yeah, is, okay, maybe I used a bit of the wrong terminology a little bit, but it is just, have you seen a rich Osu before?
Yes.
And are they still termed as, are they still like properly outcasted from the town, from the old things from the village? No.
Oh, wait. Let me land. You asked me a question. Let me land now. So where I come from. So I come from Itohia, Ibeme, which is in Mbano, right? Mm-hmm. Now, when you're coming towards my village, yeah, there's a fucking massive motherfucking house there, a mansion, right? And every so often when I come home and I go to the village, my uncle does me walk around. You know how you do the tour, walk around, see that family, that house is off the edge of our village. So they're not really in our village, but apparently they're a form of us. So our family bloodline, there's 9 branches of a tree. So you have the Ekebes, the Ngbemenis, the Wosus, blah, 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 different surnames, right? This particular family was outcasted as one of the branches. The reason was back down in their generation. I don't know how many years ago now. Somebody committed atrocity. I don't know if it's like a brother and sister slept together or somebody raped somebody, something severely, severely bad, right? Which according to my uncle's definition is the reason why you become an Osu. You become an Osu if you or somebody in your family, the direct bloodline, has done something abomination, aro, like rape, or what I just say? There's other thing, having sex, incest, all that kind of stuff. They say that it brings bad omen to the land. That's how you become an Osu. That's how you get outcasted. So everybody that's from your bloodline, is also also automatically tarnished with that same brush. That's how you and your family members become Osu and you become outcasted from your village. Now, that house I'm talking about, uncle's like, there's 9 eligible kids or grown-ups, so I think they're like probably 40s now. Doctors, lawyers, accountants. Fuck, when I say in a mansion in the village, like, there's no exaggeration, it's fucking huge. Nobody will touch them or marry them because they're Osu. Do you understand? And this is like, when did I go back? I went past that house last, like 2011. I'm sure it's still there like that. My point is, technically, we're not practicing it, yeah? But if I wanted to marry tomorrow, my mom, everybody will say, Chidima, what's the guy's surname? Guy Chota, there are people, how will be Osu or not? This is 2020. My mom will tell me that live, no cap.
Yes.
Do you understand?
Well, see, this is what I was trying to say when I said it's a class thing, yeah? See, you're talking about, there's still going to be discrimination, don't get me wrong.
It's not about class, it's about abomination. I'm not saying I support, but that's where it came from. Okay.
I said to you, there's still going to be discrimination, but the discrimination is kind of like a class thing. Okay, let's say that man from that family now becomes like the wealthiest man, yeah? Yeah? And he's doing things, is like, I'm guaranteeing you, yeah, the way they will look at him will be different from the way they will look at him if he was still on Osu, but it was poor. Like
Osu was what happened with this thing. These people are fucking rich, fam. All of them unmarried because of that Osu thing. Handsome. Fair as well. Like, no, I don't agree. Nobody will touch them with a fucking pole because this Osu thing. These people are how many ago? Do you understand? Water just they come off from their body. The water is money that comes off their flesh. They just have money. They're rich. So this isn't a case of, oh, if they had money, they'll be treated differently. They're for something that doesn't concern them. How many generations ago? Do you understand?
You know, marrying just because they married someone from their lineage is not the only reason they get outcasted, right?
No, it's not the only reason they get outcasted. No.
Huh?
It's not. You said, is that the only reason why they get outcasted?
It's not the only reason they get outcasted.
No, it's if you do arrow.
Yeah.
That's the only reason you get outcasted, if you do arrow or somebody in your generation has done arrow.
People get outcasted for different reasons, you know.
Yes.
So what I'm trying to say, what I'm trying to say with that, yeah, like before and I just want to just tap on it a little bit and then we can move from, because this is not the topic for today. But what I'm trying to say is that there's still classism in that, yeah. That if you come on, man, we're Nigerians now, you know, money talks. If you are very well off and doing well, I tell you, you'll be treated different from if you are broke and still an Osu.
Okay. Yes, we know. But Osu.
Let's not even argue that point. Let's leave that point for another topic before we digress too much. Because I'm about to lose the point I was driving towards before.
Go on.
Going back to so going back to the whether I would marry someone if I disagree with some part of their culture. Now, I brought that to say there's part of my culture that I don't agree with. Yeah, there's different part of different culture. So I'm not going to agree with your culture 100%. Same like that, my culture 100%. Again, I will see if the part I don't agree with are parts I can live with, and I also see how does this
affect you directly?
Huh?
How does it affect you directly, whatever it is?
How does it affect my home directly? Yeah. So if it doesn't, if it's something I can live with, fine, we stop it. If it's not something I can live with, but it doesn't impact my home, I'll still with them. Why not?
No, there's levels, though. There's levels. So, for example,
okay, today, whilst Osu is abolished or whatever, there's many, especially Imo people from Imo that still practice it, yeah, to an extent. It doesn't stop me from marrying one because it will not affect, that's why I brought that, it will not affect my home directly.
So it depends, but the fact is, it depends on what it is. So if, for example, there was a tribe, let's say let's make up the tribe of Zamunda, for example. You married a Zamundian woman. There's no country called Zamunda, obviously. And their culture practices, every time you have a child, that child has to have, let's say, for example, a tattoo put on their cheek or whatever, like how the Yorubas have the travel marks, yeah? So therefore, that obviously affects your home because your wife says, oh yeah, babe, when we have a baby, I want my baby to get a tattoo like I have, you understand? That affects your home directly. So you can decide, oh yeah, no, my kids ain't having a tattoo on their fucking face or whatever, fine, calm. If it's something that doesn't affect you, like, okay, the same Zamundian people, for example, every 20th child born in a family has to take on a name of the grandchild of the grandparents that have died or whatever as a rule. And you know your child is like number 1 or something like that. Before it gets to number 20, you go to, you might be like, by the time it's that time, my kids are already grown or born by then, it won't affect me. Do you understand? So I get what you're saying. The same way how for me, Oyinbo is not possible. Maka, the reasons I already explained. Their washing regime, how they cook their meat, just their general sense of hygiene in general, it is a fucking no for me. So this is what I'm saying. It's because that's how the majority of Oyinbo people are, because obviously I've never dated Oyinbo. From what I've learned and worked with and living with them, this is how the majority of them are. For that reason, I cannot even think to enter, because that means I'm going to be living with somebody who know they bath every day or who they massage their, they use all these kind of things. Do you understand? No. So if it's something that doesn't affect me, like for example, let's say you wanted to generalize, say, oh, all Oyinbo people have pets, they all have dogs. I'm not an animal person. I can't be around animals. I don't like them. Except for the ones that I chop, like chicken and meat. I'm happy to eat meat, but I don't want to be around live animals. Like, it's not a thing. But I said that, okay, you know what? In your culture, in their culture, their grandparent or their parent's parent has a dog. So whenever you go and visit, you know there's a dog there. You say, okay, fine, I have that in the back of my mind that there's a dog there, but I can choose either to go and stay outside the house or not go. So what affects you directly would impact on whether you can date that culture or not. That is correct. It depends on what it is. This is the main crux here. It depends on what it is that you can tolerate for you. Animals, no. Oyinbo, no. All those kind, Kiniko, no. Russians, for example, it's a hell no. Even black Russians, no. You understand? So I'm saying, it sounds almost like I'm being not racist or preferist, if that's even a word, but there are things to consider. That's the most important thing.
All right. Yes, there's going to be things to consider, but again, all these things you've mentioned are not things that are so dire that that form the intricate reason why you should, personally, why I would end up a relationship. Just as part of that, to kind of answer that, Omanta asked, what if you both decide to compromise with each other, but your families totally clash? What will you now do from a man's point of view and from a woman's point of view? Now, cool. That's a good question. Now, if you notice, I said before that in any relationship, you need to go with somebody that you both have an understanding. Yeah.
Yeah.
It doesn't, like, I've seen people who date as IRAs and they're both in sync. You understand? They both have an understanding of what they want. You have to, that's why you date and you communicate, you discuss, you talk. Yeah. Because I could be dating my next door neighbor, like I've said it many times, and they have a different mindset to me. They have come from a different school of thought. I need to have a discussion and see what they can, just because this thing about their culture, our family clashing. Look, as a man personally, I know, maybe because the way my dad is and the way we were raised, I will run my home. Yeah. I will sit, I don't care. Look, if you're going to be part of this thing, you guys are going to see each other. You have to be in agreement. You don't live together for the 20 minutes or whatever you're going to do. I need peace. You understand? Your stupidity is not going to ruin my home. My parents have their home, and her parents will have their home as well. Yeah. They enjoy their home. I didn't cause katakata in their home. They cannot cause it in my home, regardless of whatever culture that's going to make them clash. If you You guys are not married, yeah? My mom is not married to her dad, or I mean, if you guys cannot live together in harmony, stay apart. Let us be in the middle, keeping our own, enjoying our own life. Do you understand? Both of you don't have to come. I know we like to say families married to families. Yes, that's true. But if you guys cannot now be cordial enough around each other for whatever reason, it shouldn't make my relationship suffer. You understand? Because I'm going to see, like, if you wanted my happiness, you would try to make it work, or at least give peace by everybody coexisting on their own way, by themselves. Yeah, whilst we do our thing. Now, the only way, if we, no, it doesn't. Well, I'm telling you from my perspective, the only way it would actually play a part in my, it will actually affect my home. If my wife says, "Oh, well, I like this culture, I like you see," and say, for example, let's use that Australia because that's a very easy one. I like this also, so we cannot be talking to this also now. We're clashing on that. That's a genuine enough reason for me to say, okay, we're clashing too much. Yeah, we don't agree on this. Me, I don't have an issue with this. For example, like I have a friend. Say, for example, I have a friend, and the friend happened to be an also, and she's like, "No, we can't be together if you leave your friend. Until you leave your friend, then we're not gonna be together. Simple as that." You get what I'm saying? Because
I get you.
that is now having direct impact on me and my home. But if it don't, until that, if it doesn't have that direct impact on me and my home, I'm not going to like sweat. I'm not going to stress myself to be, disturbing myself with that. We're just making issues where there's no issue. This whole thing, man, comes to my next point. And I'm going to ask you like this. Because we used to say, we like to say, oh, if we marry outside, we dilute the culture, X, Y, Z. What makes the culture? It's not the people, right? It's the people that makes the tribe.
Yes.
Good. People make the tribe. Would you rather have a tribe full of mentally unstable people?
No.
Or would you choose a tribe that is mentally strong people who know about their culture, but they are not fully 100%, for example, Igbo, they're half and half, but they know about the culture, they respect the culture, and they're mentally sound. Which one would you choose?
Of course, the mentally sound people. That's logical.
First of all, I like to, when I give my exam, when I give my choices, I like to go to the extreme. Because always too extreme, because that gives you a clear example of what people would go for. The reason I ask this question, you need to first put in me, or personally, the way I see things here, you need to make it more important thing to choose is to choose for the partner that will give you peace of mind, that will give you a good mental health, that will, you both of you gel, it works. Not because I'm for my tribe and for my culture, now I'm going to be killing myself, I'm going to be stressing myself, going through mental health and all this nonsense. I rather like, let's be sound, let's live in harmony, let's have a relationship that is not toxic, that actually is doing well, regardless of what it is, and then let's educate ourselves about the different cultures. If your parents, that's why I said to you, if your parents didn't educate you about the Igbo culture, or raise you as an Igbo woman or Igbo girl or Igbo man or Igbo boy, whatever, you will not practice the culture. You will not be. If you marry the right person, that's why I keep saying, you have to first of all choose the right person, the person that is right for you. Both of you live, so you guys can live in harmony. Don't get me wrong, I'm not saying there's going to be a perfect relationship, like no argument or whatever, but a relationship where both of you are in sync, both of you is working, a working relationship, yeah, in peace, everything is working to an extent, and then you both of you can teach each other about your culture, yeah, because I meet people who are Igbo people, and I still teach them about the culture. You understand? And I like to learn about the culture from them as well, because the culture, once you say, okay, this is the grassroots about the culture, there's things that change day by day. This is what's happening now at home, this is what's not happening now, or we don't do this anymore, or this is how we're doing this now, this is that, blah, blah, blah. You're going to learn. Every day we learn. So be open to learning, educating yourself, and don't let the notion of, one culture or whatever kind of keep lead you to being a toxic relationship, a relationship that doesn't work. You need to first find a relationship that works, and then let the tribe come as an attachment to that relationship. Put that tribe in that relationship, then you can grow the tribe or the culture. If not, when I could just be one culture full of weary and imbeciles.
Okay, you know what? You know why you're saying all this, Igwe? You know why, to be fair? I don't know why, but the majority, I don't really hate generalizations, but look, this one is actually accurate. Most Igbo men, yeah, especially diasporian ones, they're not really fussed about dating or marrying Igbo. They're quite happy to date or marry any other tribe. But for some reason, how Igbo women have been raised, most of us, the ginger and the zeal to want to marry our own men is instilled in us from like birth. I don't know what that is. And it's funny because I had a follower email me yesterday on Instagram, and she said, look, I know your topic. Can you raise this in your topic? I actually glad I brought this up now. Why is it? So for example, she lives in Lagos, and she said, look, all the Igbo men in Lagos only want either Calabar, Yoruba, Edo, any other tribe to marry except for Igbos. But she goes, the ironic thing is men from Calabar, Edo, Yoruba particularly, they chase them. She said she's tired. They chase them, but she's holding out for an Igbo man. A few of them have said the same thing. So I feel like maybe in the reason why differently.
You can answer like this. People want what they don't have.
Maybe people want what they don't have, but Igbo men, and even I have UK guys as friends, Igbo guys who are like, you know what? I'm not really fussed if I'm married, if I end up with an Igbo woman or not. I'm not really fussed. Whereas the Igbo women, both home or both UK or abroad or diaspora, they find Igbo men die. Like, what is that? So obviously there's a discrepancy in how we're being raised in our homes. Igbo women are being encouraged. Find your Igbo man, settle down, marry, born, begin. Igbo men are like, find money first, then whoever is available around after that time, marry her. You understand? There's not, that loyalty is not there. That zeal, that pepper, that ginger for our women is not there. So that's also, I feel like, why it's like, this question is like, it's easier for the men because they will just marry. As you see in our countries, in all the countries, you go to Poland, I'd be China, I'd be India, half Igbo, half this, half, because our men will go there, do business, and before you know, they've left business and entered vagina business, born Pekin with a foreign lady, and that's it. To see an Igbo woman marry or more Polish or more French, it's not impossible, but it's rare. Like, it's rare. Igbo women want Igbo men, unless she's pushed to the wall and she's like, bruv, biological clock ticking. I ain't got time to fuck around. I need to get married and push out some babies. Then she's like, oh, fuck it, whoever's around, marry. Do you understand? But if you ask Igbo women, most of them, 9 out of 10 will say, I didn't find Igbo man. I didn't find them. But Igbo men, whoever's around, after I get money, let me get money first. Whoever's around, I'll marry. Oh!
That goes, we've already discussed this topic, so I don't want to hit this topic again. Why do Igbo people marry outside their culture? Let me
I had to say it because this is the whole thing about interracially. Most men who are Igbo don't have an issue with interracial dating. Most of them. They're quite comfortable, they're quite okay with it. Wherever they end up business-wise, they'll just marry. Whereas the women are the ones that have been pushing it. They have been gunning for it since day Dizzle, you understand? They've been on it. So, you see, Oms agrees with me. In it, Oms, you know. Oms knows. How can I be, okay, answer me this. I'm Igbo, yeah? Born and raised in London. Do you know how many Nigerians are around there? How is it possible in my dating life, and I've dated more than 10 men, I have never dated Igbo? Don't be saying I know they're fine though. Maybe because I don't look Igbo or whatever, fine. Yoruba, this thing, Jamu, Sierra Leone, Seth, join. Ghana, Seth, join. You understand? Fucking Zimbabwe. Like, where the fuck are our men, bro? Where they at? Where's the men at?
Ladies, let me tell you a secret.
I will shatter this table now for you.
I'm reading on the thing. Says Igbo men are not checking. Igbo men ain't checking for us in this London. I've been shouting. I'm aware of this.
See, when I'm saying it now, it's like I'm lying. You see that? You see what he said?
I tell you, once COVID has left us, I'll be buying a ticket.
You know what? That's that's what I told myself as well, bro. In fact, fuck it.
You
I'm flying to the US, bro.
you have to ask yourself,
Okay.
what is it that Igbo men see in other cultures that they go for these women? They go for, yeah? Why? What makes them go for this? We had a session, you can go back and watch it. We had a session that was, why do Igbo men marry outside the tribe? If you weren't here in that for that session, sorry, you can check it. It's on.
Yeah, that was lit.
Yeah, that one was lit. You can revisit it. Because there was people that were trying to throw bottles on my head. You know, I was just ducking and ducking and ducking. You know, what the truth about it is like, so you have to find out why that is. You have to find out why that is, and then you have to see if it's something. Because the thing about it is, Igbo women, just like most women, are very beautiful. So it's not a physical thing. Yeah? If you see that's what we didn't say was a physical thing. You have to now go into the personality thing and look at it, you know, go back to that clip and, you know, cook up your mentality. Go to that. We're not going to talk about that. But, so guys, so Igbo men, as men, yeah, you're right, we're very easygoing. You understand? As women, because you have to remember, unfortunately, now they make the move. Now we they check. Yeah. Sometimes when you check, they don't check back. You know how many Igbo girls I've hollered and they've just left me in the dump? What do you want me to do? Do you want me to like die single or be this 50 years old virgin? Don't worry, they know themselves. They will see this clip. They will see the IG. They know themselves. So I can't listen. Let me tell you this here. I don't think there's up to 1 million Igbo people in this UK. Maybe I'm wrong, but I don't think there is. Yeah.
No, I don't think so.
There isn't, right? So
I don't think so.
So your choices, your options are quite limited. Do you understand? Yeah. And then let's say let's 1 million self. Let's say you are the kind of person that you don't like. Hey God, you don't like short girls or you don't like tall girls. Let's say tall girls because most of us we are short. We know our heights. We are our height gauge. We are watching our height. So let's say you don't like tall girls. Let's say now out of that 1 million, let's say 100,000 is tall. You know, let's say that you're 5 foot something, but you don't like them past up to 6. Some of that like 6 foot. Okay, so now 100,000 don't come out. There's another 10,000. I'm marrying people that are not that already found people that are not Igbo or whatever. Yeah. So now you now have 890K. Let's say another 10,000. Maybe you're somebody that don't like that. Don't kill me, please. I'm just giving an example. This one is not me. I'm just giving an example. But let's say you don't like you like your girl to be very traditional, cook, clean, all those kind of this thing. Let's say 10,000 of them don't like that. They are anti-feminist. Awilo Logumba. Those ones to have come out. And that 10,000 don't go. Let's say another like the remaining. Let's say like 70,000 are married. So now you only have 800,000. Yeah. Now you're in the UK. You want to date people in London. Let's say out of those 800,000, there's only like 300K of them in London. Then there's too many distances. So guys, our options, what I'm trying to say here is that our options are not limitless. Yeah. So you are doing younger. When we come and meet one that will now be saying, hello, baby girl, let me scatter your life and rebuild your life and build you like Teletubbies and do you like Lego. And she not tell you, yeah, Lego, Joe. So maybe you will be like, hey, I will. You know,
you're not okay. You're not all right. You're not all right, bro. I swear down.
Blame on the guy. So sometimes You have to
Okay.
look at
You
it
know,
like,
Igwe, you need help, but like,
just look at why the guys are not checking for you, because sometimes not just to find strength they live. Now wife and to make family that they find. Not be me go carry the culture for head. At the end of the day, like I said to you, whatever culture, wherever I end up with, my kids will know about my culture 100%. And fortunately for me, I am the man, and as my culture demand, and as you know, I'm going to marry a Nigerian, and as I'm going to marry Africa. Most African culture demand the children claim the place of
yeah, but you see, because it favors you now, it makes sense, Abby. If you were the woman now, we will talk. Sit down, Joe. No,
So I said that no one. If it was me now, I'm not going to because for me, what should I do? Keep myself. That this life is jaggedly balanced. There's things that favor women. When you come to your own side, blow your own horn. This is my time. I blow horn. You know, so it's just that kind of thing. Like, you know, so back to the topic of, you know, marrying people outside your culture. Look, marrying outside your culture is not exactly a bad thing. Neither is marrying inside your culture. I will always say, go for what makes you happy, who makes your relationship work. I don't want you because you want to marry for the culture, carry culture for head, carry tribe for head, because they born everywhere because the relationship not they work. Or you now become mother of the nation. You now marry Mecca, stay with the Mecca, 10 seconds, you don't break. Mecca don't break your head. You go to if I 10, 20 seconds, now don't break. If I don't break your head, you cannot look. The same advice I'll give to my daughter, my sister, my friends, the same advice I'll give to everyone. Just first, your number one priority is to find somebody who gives you a sound relationship, peace of mind, a good mental health, because very important. Yeah. Then you can now say, okay, how do I introduce my culture or my tribe into this relationship? As if you marry the right person, the right person must be understanding to know that, okay, we have two different ideologies, whatever makes us who we are, we're different. Regardless of who you are, you can, I can keep telling you, you can marry, obviously we don't, but say for example, if it's allowed, you can marry your sister and still have two different school of thought, two different things. So you have to be open to anybody to know that, okay, I'm marrying somebody who has their own ways of life, their own thinking, their own mindset. So I need to be able to compromise and accept their ways of life, their belief, their way they do their things, and try to understand. That's what relationship is. If you just go there and say, I'm going to be accepting only my way or the highway, you will die single now. Who want that?
With that.
So okay. That's it. So if you have that, then you raise your kids the right way. Raise your kids to understand your culture, know their tradition. Look, you can raise your kids. So there's only so much you can do for your kids. Raise your kids right, teach them everything they know. Once they know it, when they grow older, it's up to them if they want to follow it or not. If you don't want to follow it, what are you going to do? There are people in Nigeria that were raised, they leave Nigeria. Like I was telling you, there's people that leave Nigeria, came to this UK and start to do Jamaica. What are you going to do?
Start to do Jamaica.
You don't, you know.
I beg you, not kill me.
Not the one that's even worse. There's people in Nigeria. They have not left Nigeria, but they have American accent.
Yeah, that, I don't understand, to be honest.
So never left Nigeria. Like, yo, man, killer man, now the apple man. Yo, I Ghana, Tupac Shakur, Biggie Smalls. Everything.
Biggie Smalls, Tupac.
Tupac, man. to New York and New Jersey, eh? Okay. So you have to understand that people have their own mindset, but you can only do your best, do the most you can, and leave the rest your children and God. You know, Nigerians.
That's true.
Nigerians, now we are the fakest people. I'm not going to lie. Unfortunately, mostly our people are fake pass.
I want
to drink water. I swear. All people are fake pass. You see, listen, no matter where an Igbo man goes in this world, yeah, I don't care. Let them go to India, they will come back with either one of two accents, American or British. You can. I went to DJ in Russia. I see people that have never been to UK and they have and they be like in it, or they have Americans like yo man, you got a wanna man. I'm like, dude.
I want man.
And you're supposed to have
And
net. I don't understand mate. But they have that yo, or they see them in India. If you watch like them in Malaysia. I went to DJ in Malaysia that time. I went to Malaysia. All of them have American accent. They would just like 50 cents.
Yes, that whole cap back thing and sagging pants. Excuse me.
Everywhere like okay. What's up, man? Like yo, man, check you, man. Peace, eh? You see them everywhere. This day, if you check them here, you see them everywhere. Yo, that's capping, my G. That's capping. No cap.
No cap. My friend, what's for sign you and cap? Idiots.
You're capping. I'm only capping.
You know what I mean, bro? You know the new one now. You know what I mean, bro?
I mean,
you know what I mean, bro? There you go.
Some people will mix everything, eh? They will mix. It will become like Banga's goosey soup. We are just. You have to understand, like your kids are going to be influenced by sometimes by fakers. So what can you do? You can't kill yourself.
Yeah, true.
So marrying, I say this to say, marrying, adapt to your own. Yeah. It's true. You adapt to your own environment sometimes. You know, marrying cross culture is not the issue. Is how you implement your culture in that place you are in. That's
yeah, you deserve it. That was a good point.
Let's kill this thing.
It's okay now.
See, my number 6 is very functional. Mentality of 7,000 yards of super husband material. You know, but, so that's just my own thing. Just marry for happiness. Marry the right person. Marry somebody that gives you peace, that gives you a good, sound relationship, that gives you a good, sound mental health. And if your tribe, your culture is your thing, try to find an amicable way to implement into your home, but don't make your home your basics of where you get married. Trust me, because if you do that, you are going. Relationship is already a gamble. Yeah, it's already like picking out of a hat. You understand?
Yeah, it's true.
You're now making things a lot tighter because you're limiting where you find peace. What if your peace is not supposed to be there? That's why I said to you, if you go and if you do a good ancestry this thing, you understand that none of us is pure anywhere. You have like 5% this. 10%.
I did my own. Of my 30th birthday to myself.
Yeah.
I paid ancestry.com and I got my results back. So mine, I'm like 41% Nigerian, even though I have 2 full Nigerian parents, bro. My house was 41%, bro.
So you're not even Nigerian, sir.
But I don't reach 50 them. I got to kill myself.
Where's the rest of them from?
The rest, I had but all Africa though, funnily enough, all West Africa. So I had Ghana, Mali, I had Togo, Cameroon, Sierra Leone, and the Gambia, Congo as well. But all those countries are all like Western Africa. So there's no Oyibo blood, there's no slavery DNA in my blood, whatever. Fine.
You might.
I'm okay. But yeah, African. Now African person I be finished. That's all.
You're 100% from Imo State.
This is what I can do now. What am I gonna do?
100% Igbo. That's why you start to see. Shit, man.
Mali joined. Where the fuck did Mali come from, my G? Mali. So technically that makes me a Malian. Hey, yeah, donuts. Yeah, donuts. See, when it's my time now, you do nonsense.
Let me give
you're like,
don't do. Let's not. Let's not do it too much. We don't give small. We don't do. But yeah.
Anyway, somebody new just joined. Who was that? Who joined that house? Somebody just joined the chat. Oh, DVV. Welcome.
Is that Dear Divine? Is that the person?
Oh, Dear Divine. Okay, welcome. Good evening. Welcome. Just as we want to round up now, so Igwe, what do you want? I want to close out.
I give my rounding up reply, but if we just too small, no, just to round up. I already said it. Like your relationship, personally, I say again, shouldn't be based solely on your tribe. Your tribe shouldn't be the fundamental basis of how you form a relationship. I don't think so.
Abi.
Look, your tribe is never going to die. Yeah, it might evolve, but it won't die.
Alliance.
Yeah, Malians, you know. It might evolve, but it won't really die. And but you should always, your first goal of relationship should be your happiness. One person cannot make a tribe, and you don't want a tribe. You want to be sound enough to represent the tribe. You don't want to be an idiot representing the tribe. So you want to represent a tribe. First of all, have a relationship that gives you peace of mind, gives you sound mental health, makes sense to you, makes you happy. Then you can see how you can peacefully and amicably implement the idea of your culture, your tribe into your relationship. Also, whilst being respectful, as I said, peaceful and amicably respectful of the other person. I say if the person is not from the same culture as you, the same background as you, that's just my own thing. If you have anything, you can add. If not,
very good. I respect that. I would say, I'm telling you some Malians. Make I just jingle and leave and roll out like.
The quarter stop. If they play Malian, they will ban this video now.
Don't do it.
They'll ban the video.
Don't block my shit. Don't do it. Anyway, on that note, they'll ban it because it's too big. We'll get copyright strikes and all that shit. I don't want that. I don't hear anything. No. Are you playing something? Oh, okay, that was. Glad you both man. Feel like.
Akala na lebu eye una bugo kwe do gade kamu kube kwa New York.
Welcome, baby. Oh, Igwe, let's discuss what we decided. What we talk about next week.
One second. What's the question? What's the question? Sorry.
Next week's topic, my G.
Oh, what do you
want to talk about next week? We haven't decided yet.
Don't worry,
or should we wait and decide in a week?
We'll let you know during the week. Don't worry. We'll let you know during the week. We'll put it up. But next week topic.
All right, no Allah. Okay.
Make sure you follow.
All right, that's.
No, it's ND on NDI.
Sounds spicy. If anybody has any ideas, please send me.
_Igbo _dating. So you can see, if you're on IG, you can see it. And follow me as well, DJ _Igwe. And I'm going to do, if you're in Nigeria, I will be doing giveaway sometime this week. If you follow me, you will hear it. We'll do small giveaway for people in Nigeria. Small, maybe I don't know, maybe we'll do recharge card giveaway, or I don't know if I'm going to do money or do recharge card for them. But just follow me, Sha, and you will see it. Okay, that being said, thank you very much. Is this your first time? This is your first time of joining us? I can't even hear you.
I said yes, can you hear me? Sorry.
Oh, yeah. Okay, yeah. Oh, maybe, don't worry. We do this like every Thursday, 8 o'clock. So if you join us next Thursday for next Thursday session, it will be there's usually more people. It's usually packed, or everybody. We are coming off lockdown. Everybody's had to go back to work and do other things. So there's less people. But we shall see anyway. Hopefully next week one will be a lot better. If you check my page and check Igbo page, Cheese page, you see some of the previous sessions. Actually, most of them will be on her page. So. Thank you. I'm going to log off now. Take care. Peace.